This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and during the process, what we have actually just recently gone and done is changed from the Human Movement Radio to just Mood Prep. That's it. I thought, fuck it, why not? I've even changed my my business page on Facebook to just Dave Nixon. So if you haven't already, jump on there and follow me on that. Otherwise, if you've not got me on Instagram, because my English is fucking spectacular, if you haven't got me on Instagram, you can find me at ddnix, N-I-X. And that way we can keep partying, and make sure you jump in and say hello and say you listen to the podcast, because I fucking love that. Otherwise, guys, today I'm going to talk, I'm going to ask a question that I think I asked myself a very long time ago, and that was, what's your why? Well, actually, it was like, well, what's my why? But in the circumstance for you, it's like, what is your why? Now, you may have heard this question before. It's a very valid question. It's a very frequently asked question, and I think it's something that is often answered really superficially. And so people will be like, what's your why? It's like, man, I want to be the greatest. It's like, yeah, cool, why? Because I want to be, I want to make sure that I matter. Okay, yeah, why? It's like, because my dad didn't pay me attention. It could be anything along those lines, right? Now, that's probably 7 questions down, not 3. But what I'm getting at here is that I want you to really think today as we go through this podcast, what is your deeper why? Why do you do what you do? And I promise you, it will come from some form of pain somewhere. Now, that's not a bad thing. In fact, really identifying, bringing that into our awareness and recognizing it actually allows us to really utilize it, right? It's like a weapon. It's like, it's like you've been able to fight this whole time, but somebody goes, here is a better weapon. That's what you've been trying to fight with this whole time. Does that make sense? Bear with me. And you're able to actually use it significantly better rather than it using you. And often when our pain uses us, that's when we probably get blinded by passion, or maybe we get blinded by anger. And it's because we're not really aware of the reason why we're doing what we're doing and why we're acting the way we are, or reacting the way we're reacting. You see, most people know, just about every single person knows what it is that they do. Most people even know how they do it, yet very few know why. And my most recommended TED Talk ever is by Simon Sinek. It's How Great Leaders Inspire Action. And it gives you that golden circle. And if you haven't watched it already, go watch it. Listen to it if you're driving. Just put it on. Don't worry, it's on YouTube, but don't watch it. Just let it play. You don't need to see it. It's called How Great Leaders Inspire Action. Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K. And he talks about effectively like people don't follow you because of what you do. They don't follow you because of how you do it. They follow you because of why you do what you do. And this is the power of storytelling, because you're able to really encapsulate the reason and the emotional attachment to why your actions are your actions. So my question to you, as you could already imagine what it is, why do you do what you do? Right? Whatever answer came up. Well, why is that important to you? Whatever answer came up to that. Why is that important to you? And you keep doing this. You keep asking this question to yourself until you get to something solid, because being passionate is not solid. Being passionate, like, it won't last. And this is one of the biggest things, is that when we're excited and passionate and when we're pumped, we need a motivated, right? Motivation actually means to move towards action. It's something that will not last, and we have to understand this. So we have to be able to look at our why and go, hang on a sec. Why is it? It's like, well, it's for my kids. Okay, well, that's fair enough. That's a pretty good reason. Why else could it be? Well, it's because it's my father's legacy. Okay, cool. We're starting to get to some things here that actually have some sort of depth to it, for one, but also something that's going to ground us, right? When we get angry, it's like, not to respond that way. Okay, why? Because my kids are watching. Boom. Okay, there's something there, right? All of a sudden, it's like, why? Because my dad wouldn't appreciate me leaving his name with that type of legacy. Right, okay, now we're onto something as well. And the reason why it's so important to identify our why is because when shit gets hard, you're not going to throw in the fucking towel just because all of the attraction of it has just kind of depleted, okay? Here's my why. I believe that we have the ability to remove all preventable mental health issues. And if we could look at life like that, like it's If every single one of us went out with the day of like, how can we end unnecessary suffering? And how can we start with ourselves first? And that is like, fuck me, the biggest fucking question that will change your life. Why do you do what you do? Why? And why is that important to you? Really, why is that important to you? Right, and you write that shit down, and you write it down every friggin' day. And the reason why you write it down every friggin' day, even though you remember, because then it gets ingrained. Then it's not this thing that you have to try and remember. It's actually what basically helps you decide every single action, every single word, every single lesson. When you find yourself procrastinating and you think, fuck, my kids are watching, or they're not watching, they're gonna watch. I've got nephews, I don't have kids, but I want them to always remember Uncle David, who was a person that had some fucking like tenacity about him and went after and didn't roll over. It didn't just roll over and just let everyone else walk all over him, but also wasn't the tyrant, right? Who was centered, who was balanced. Because I want to make sure they know what a good man looks like, and that's my why. What's yours? Team, until tomorrow, I hope you have an amazing day, right? Take on every single challenge. Don't let other people's resentment, anger, or anything like touch you, right? Just keep moving forward. Keep doing you. Keep growing. Keep evolving. Keep unraveling. But until tomorrow, kick today in the dick. Hit it as big as you can. Peace and pizza. I'll see you guys then.